Hey guys, you're probably wondering why I always have a white shirt on, white hat. Looks like I have the same clothes on. Well, truthfully, in the summer it's hot, and in Oregon, believe it or not, the ozone layer is thinner here than when I lived in Florida. So, just trying not to get any skin lesions, that kind of thing. But they're all clean, new shirts every time I'm on a video. So, air pruning. I have learned that the important thing is to prune the taproot at 4 inches. So if you have a 4-inch pot, if you have a dime-sized hole in the bottom for the taproot to air prune, that's great. You don't need holes around the side of a bucket. If you've air pruned your plant at 4 inches, the only thing you need is a hole at the bottom for secondary taproots that might form to air prune. It's beneficial to have all the secondary roots, feeders going off the side and reaching the side. You don't need to air prune those. They're just very small roots anyway, and they're not very long roots. So the length, if we're talking about a tree that's perennial, we're not talking about that. We're talking about an annual. So there's no need for holes in the side. I've learned that from what I've done already. But let me show you what I'm doing for this pot to plant something. So I've got a 3.5-inch hole saw that I use for my troughs, strawberries when I'm doing fence posts and 3-inch netting pots. But this is what I'm going to use for this. So let me angle the camera a little better. And then what I do at the bottom, or what I'm going to do in here, is I have a poly netting that's used, I don't know if you can see it, it's used for fruit trees, for birds to keep them out and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'll be putting at the bottom. All right, move the camera here. Hope you guys are having a fine day. It's surely a fine day here in Oregon. Put on my safety sunglasses. Find the center here. It's going to be on film, right? It just puts it down too hard. I'm trying to show off, I guess. Okay, so now we have a nice hole. Now let's move on from there. All right, and then the material just fits perfectly. All right, now to go fill it up. Okay, if you have a source of bark mulch like I do, I'm going to put a layer of bark mulch on top of the nylon wire just to give it some support before the dirt. But if you don't, you could use some type of wire, 1/2 inch or even chicken wire, just to give it a support before, if you're using a 3.5-inch hole, which is a big one. Truthfully, you don't need that big of a hole, but I'm just going to use the nylon mesh wire and some bark, and then we'll be moving on. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys a pot I have for air pruning. It's actually for things like Mary Jane and stuff, but just to show you how the taproots are pruning on this tomato. You can see them coming down here and sticking out. It's perfect. They're going to die, and then there's some on the side here too. So it's a perfect pot for air pruning secondary roots, and this tomato is just a terrific looking specimen. It's a bush tomato, a little cherry tomato. So I think you can get a good look at it. With all logging trucks going by, you can't hear me much, but terrific tomato. Okay, I just want to show you guys a big mistake I did with these pots. So the pot, as I showed you, has an air cone in the center, and then these holes on the side. Well, I didn't even think about it, and I put a saucer under it out here. And so what that did, you can see the water line. It created an airlock. So the roots weren't going to prune because it was full of water. So a big mistake. I just got it all squared away now. Finally, anyway, there you go. Mistake $1.5 million. Alright, looking at these air pruning pots, test pots, you can see the one on the left does look a little bigger than the other two, but it is 2 inches, the pot is 2 inches taller than the other two. I think the growth is all similar and looking strong, so nothing kind of drawing them apart yet, so I'll keep you posted.